Wow, I can't believe I'm in a video game. Hi, it's Trixie, and today we're gonna talk about Drag Race Match Queen, which I'm in. Star of a game. Hi, it's Trixie, we're back. First off, we have the gold background because I'm gonna do my promo look from All Stars 3 today because when I talked to the folks at Drag Race Match Queen, we were suggesting what primary look we should make the Trixie in. And it was like, well, let's do the gold, Barbie, RuPaul, Barbie, David LaChapelle fantasy. So we have this fabulous gold background, stunning, got it online, came in the mail, hung it up, steamed it. Then we decided to gather it, so now it looks great. Then we're gonna do this. I just Googled myself. So basically, RuPaul's Drag Race Match Queen is a matching game with iconic fashions and drag race isms and drag queen isms, but with the same kind of internal satisfaction of matching stuff. Players swipe their way through fabulous fashion challenges and runway looks. And it's not just another puzzle game, it's a full-blown expressive homosexual fantasy of fashion. So I'm gonna show you guys some gameplay, but I'll tell you about it. At its core, the game uses familiar, satisfying match 3 mechanics, which, match 3 or more things. I don't have to tell you guys what games. We've all played those type of games on an airplane, in the Uber, wherever. The match 3 gameplay awards you Rue dollars like cash and season pass tokens, which you can use to open up seasonal clothing items, purchase drag pieces, and play more matching. With currency, you can buy wigs and makeup looks and fashions. Also, by playing more match 3 over time, you can unlock and upgrade your outfits. And as you level up, you win valuable currency that helps you unlock exclusive fashion pieces and build your drag dream wardrobe. Let me tell you, as a drag queen of almost 20 years, if building a drag wardrobe was as easy as playing on my phone, my life would have gone very differently. And now you can take some of my styles, which, 27-year-old me loved, and you could incorporate them into your gameplay and your life. And of course, outfit pieces have different rarities, so it's common, uncommon, rare, epic, legendary. So, as you upgrade, things are kind of better. It's like a lot of video games where you want to wear the clothes, but it really means more if the clothes do something. I'm assuming all my outfits are incredibly legendary. But if Drag Race is bitch, all your shit is common, okay? Your dirty white pumps are common, ho. You can also participate in daily and weekly styling challenges, kind of like a Tudor boot, because I know that you whores have opinions, because I know all of you kids at home have strong opinions about drag, particularly if you've never done it and don't know anything about it. So this is huge for you. This is y'all's chance to vent and scream and covet drag and say something's not good in a safe space. Because let me tell you, as a drag queen who's on the TV, we really can't hear you when you're on your couch screaming. And since this game is inspired by Drag Race, it has very high stakes, it has mounting energy, it's very competitive, and very chic. This game features fan favorite queens, and you guys know I love Drag Race, I love World of Wonder, and I love video games. So any opportunity for me to be video game adjacent, be Drag Race adjacent, these are all the things I already like. There's some times in your career where opportunities that are just perfect fall in your lap, and thank you to Drag Race and everybody for thinking of me. And RuPaul's Drag Race Match Queen is made with Drag Race, so there's a lot of Easter eggs, there's a lot of authenticity. The people who invented this fabulous competition and participated came together to make this for you. So I also just wanna say this game could have easily come out with a pack with pink pumps, black and white eyeliner, and blonde hair, and they could have not involved me at all. So thank you to Drag Race for appreciating my point of view and including me. It's just nice, to feel thought of and feel considered. So thank you very much. The log line you can tell your homophobic uncle in an elevator is that it's Candy Crush with drag queens. Everybody wins. It's like Pokemon Go with a stunning glitter cut crease. RuPaul's Drag Race Match Queen is also free on Android Store, iOS, so it's easy to pick up and play very quickly. You could play a long session, short session. I love games like this when I'm stuck somewhere waiting for an Uber, when I'm backstage in drag between a meet and greet and a show with nothing to do, and I just play on my phone, because you guys know I love video games, but I don't always have the PlayStation in tow, so I love kind of little phone games. Let's get into that good old All Stars 3 promo look Trixie. We also can't find the outfit. Can we just talk about that? Brandon and I don't know where it is. Maybe somebody stole it. We have a gold suit that's kind of like this outfit. If you out there have it, I'm glad you have it. Maybe I sold it. Once in a while, I go crazy and sell all my drag. And so I think fans out there just have my Drag Race look. Maybe you have it in the comments. If you do, let me know. Well, let's get in drag, shall we? Whoa. We're here. Okay. So I'm looking at this, you guys. There's parts of this makeup I really don't like. I really think that that pink lip color is a fucking weird choice. Like, do you guys see how I really should have done like a B? If this had been a stunning neutral lipstick, I actually would have really stood by this makeup. But I actually think these eyes look pretty good. Do you think that's delusion? Let me cover the mouth. Like, I think that actually is not bad. Oops. Also, this is from an Advocate article called Drag Isn't, All Stars Trixie Mattel, Drag Isn't Always Fair. You guys, I forgot, I'm looking at these pictures. I forgot that every article about me winning was like negative, like, or weird. I remember interviews being like, how are you holding up? And I was like, I won Drag Race. What are you talking about? Like, I was so happy and everybody was treating me like, hey, I know your whole family was murdered. It was like a very weird time. By the way, we're using the Sigma palette today, the Sigma Spectrum palette. Don't you see it for her? These colors together. This just came in the mail and this is like perfect for this. I'm just gonna use this today. We did watch the All Stars 3 kind of react video where we watched all the promos. The gold promo is really, let's just say they had a different budget than this gold sheet. Okay. By the way, you guys like Tammy Slayton on my watch? You guys watch 1,000 Pound Sisters? So fierce. You guys, as I've gotten older, let's see, this was, Drag Race was 2017 when I filmed All Stars and it's now 2025, so it's almost 10 years ago. Just crazy. You know, you had Shangela, who people really wanted at the top, and you had De La, who did so well and then left. It was a very odd season to win because, you know what it reminded me of? And this is maybe delusion, and I don't care. So you guys know that I follow women's tennis. The way I kind of like retroactively felt seen in media was, maybe this sounds crazy, but I was watching, you guys know I love Serena Williams, and I love Naomi Osaka. And they were playing tennis together for like a world championship. And Naomi, who was amazing, she won, but she won because Serena got a bunch of penalties. And so like people were mad because they tuned in for this giant world championship and what they got was sort of a win on a technicality. And at the time I almost felt like that where I was like, I felt like I couldn't really celebrate winning because it was like maybe not the way people wanted. It was a weird time. But as the years have gone by, I feel a lot more like positive about it, you know? You have this idea of what it's like to win and in your mind it's all positive. And then of course you forget that if I win, that means 3 people didn't. So you also have fans of other people feeling disappointed. Winning is an odd thing. I'll tell you this, it's sure fucking better than losing. Besides, if you think about it, I've lost Drag Race twice and won once. So I'm still in the negative. I'm still a loser on the scoreboard. I still owe the house money. You guys, I'm using face tape. I've been so into this. My color is light, medium, natural, and it does smell like bug spray. I don't know why, but it is wonderful coverage and it wears really well. You guys, I am a little bit fairer in this. I'm pretty tan right now, so I'm trying to paint myself a little more fair so we can get a good match here. Yeah, if I can be vulnerable with you guys, it was a hard time to feel like excited that I won. It felt very not the way you would have imagined. And also, you guys, I flopped on Snatch Game, which was my only real flop, but if you flop on Snatch Game, you really just flop for the rest of your life. Like, it will never be. It will never, if you make the horrible runway outfit, like nobody really remembers it, but if you do bad at Snatch Game, it's basically on your tombstone.
Although, did you see the theme of the first episode of All Stars this season was Winner Winner Chicken Dinner?
It was! You guys look at this, by the way, I wore this. This is one of my oldest shirts. This is from season 7 of Drag Race. Do you guys see this? This is from season 7 of RuPaul's Drag Race. This shirt. I don't know why I've had it this long. If you guys could see, it's ripping to shreds. Like it's falling apart, but I will never get rid of it. I love this shirt. I think on season 7 of Drag Race, I was like, what will my clothing communicate? And I was like, I know that I'm very Midwestern and I'm gonna seem that way. So I might as well just wear like my dad hats and my plaid and my flannel and it's like if you let people know that you know you're white trash, you can kind of beat them to the punch a little bit. I am looking at these brows, you guys. I definitely drew them on thicker. I'm gonna tell you this. I know that at this time I started with eyeshadow. Do you remember the seasons? You guys remember when I did my season 7 makeup on this channel? I know that I start with the eyeshadow and then I do the brows later. So I think the key to getting this actually right is to start with the eyeshadow. Of course, when I was doing this look, I didn't have the most incredible brushes like we have at Trixie Cosmetics. So in theory, this should go even smoother because I have this brush that I created. This is a P09. This one is basically meant for when you're building these big, fat, blown out shadow looks. Cause it's like a cat's paw. You know, it's like a little rescue kitten. This is its little hand. Let's see. Oh my God, the way I don't remember how to do this. Okay, no, we do. What we need is we need a template. We need a template. So let's do the liner template. What is it about? I mean, you'd hope that I'm a better makeup artist now than I was then, but now I'm like, how did I do this? This looks hard. All right, that's a pretty good template to start with. Are they even? They're so bad. Damn. All I remember about this day is David LaChapelle honestly. David LaChapelle took this picture, and at that moment, it was the best thing that ever happened to me. That Hotel LaChapelle book, I had it on my like coffee table when I was like after college, and I just became obsessed with David LaChapelle, and it was so surreal. He walked up to me, and by the way, they put me at like 8 in the morning because they said, well, you're the only one we knew would be on time. So I was in drag the earliest, shooting first, and I walked out and David LaChapelle said, I don't know who you are, but we don't have to shoot anybody else today because I could tell you're the winner. And they might have been, you know, being sweet, but I will take that to my grave. That made me feel so good. You know, when you're in drag at 8 a.m. and you're the subject of a photographer you've admired your whole life, you do kind of like hope for some icebreaker. And thank God, Mr. LaChapelle gave me a stunning icebreaker because I was very nervous. This looks very, it's not just a brown in the crease. It's not just a tan. It's not a brown. It's not a corduroy. It's cerulean. No, it's kind of like a cognac. It's a real rich red brown, but it's pretty deep right at the crease. So I got to try to create that here. God, I used to do the eyeshadow first. This really is who I was. I've always wanted to be more video game employed. You guys, during COVID, I don't even know if Nick knows about this. I got paid like money to do like 10 or 15 weeks of consultation on a video game about a drag queen character. And they were having me work on the bio and give feedback on the outfits. And I came up with the hair and like came up with the new name. It had a bad name. And then the game got scrapped. But I spent a lot of time working on a drag queen character for a game, and it will never come to fruition. I'm into mobile games that are free. I don't know. Everything in the world costs money. Can we have some things in this life that are free, please? That's something I really love about doing YouTube and the pod. I mean, I know that there's ads and stuff, but I love making something free, you know? Do you guys see it? Look, it's the closed up eye. Remember, I used to not have the ends open at all. We are time traveling people. All right, we gotta do some brows now. This is, I think this is this shape. I think. Okay, but we gotta do brows. My brows at the time were thicker, and I remember how I did them. So we have the all the way setting spray from Trixie Cosmetics. It's also good for wetting brushes. I mean, I'm trying to lick brushes less. I know you guys hate that. I'm like having flashbacks of what this makeup used to be like. My brows were definitely darker at this time and at this moment in time. I think, not to be very Celine about it, but I think it's all coming back to me now. Let's do a little bit of this concealer just to see if it's right. And then I'll go do the skin. Like the contouring is basically the same, but I wanna do these brows quick to make sure it looks semi the same. I'm using Shape Tape. I think at this time I was very into Shape Tape too, so it's kind of weird that this product is back in circulation. I've been using the hell out of these for like around my brows. The Shape Tape with the face tape, they look good together. I'll give the girls that. They look good. Does this look right? I think this looks right. You guys, I don't know. You guys know I struggle with symmetry. I think symmetry is the same part of brain that is like me matching a look to a photo. I'm not great at that. Like if I was ever on a show where Trixie makeup had to be the same every day, like continuity. Can I ask you guys a question too? I think about this sometimes. If I ever have the fortune of getting a makeup artist to do my Trixie makeup all the time, when I do my makeup and talk about makeup, wouldn't you guys be like, what the hell do you know? Do you know what I mean? Sometimes I think if I got somebody else to do this, at a certain point, wouldn't you guys be like, you're talking out of your ass, you don't even do your own shit. You know? You guys, I think this looks a lot like that older makeup did. I think it does. We obviously can't tell without all the liner. So I'm gonna do contouring. We'll come right back. I'm looking at this picture, the hollow of my cheek looks warmer, so I'm gonna do two things. I'm gonna take a little bit of one of these redder eyeshadows. I'm gonna try to drive it here to just warm it up. It's just more like a whiskey color. It's like a red brown in my cheeks. I think over the years I've gotten more gold, but I used to like a really red cheek. Let's also do, this looks like not, I mean, I can tell you it was probably a pink blush, but I think we can achieve that here with, like this is Girl on Girl, which is a very soft pink. I see some of that on like the top of the cheek, like that. And then I also see, this just goes to show you how much blush is a gateway drug. This used to be my favorite blush, and now I'm like, wow, it's nothing. I think Total Betty reads a little pinker, and it looks more like this picture actually. Because I was not into cream blush at this time. Now, you'll usually see me put some cream blush on before I put on powder blush because I like that look. But at the time, I think I really just liked powder blush. Like so. That looks pretty good. That looks pretty sexy. It is time for glitter. I know that under my eyes with this look, I had glitter. So I have a couple brown glitters here, but not exactly perfect. I have this one from Glitter by Muobu. Oh, I just dropped them everywhere. I actually really like these, and I got these in Manchester at Affleck's Palace, and I don't want to lose them. I guess just throw them away. This is gross now that there's gonna be people watching, I'm like, this is gross.
FDA, we're not throwing them away.
Damn. I do have a few here. So I grabbed one of those heavy metal liners from Urban Decay. This is Starfire, and I thought we could do under the could do some of this first because this is like a liquid glitter. It's really fine. You do have to like do more than just this. And I remember at the time I was into pressing glitter under the eyes. You can see that I did it a lot on All Stars too. I did a lot of glitter under the eyes, which I don't like at all now. I don't like it on eyeshadow now. So I don't know why I was doing it then, but can I be honest, you guys? I don't hate this type of glitter. I like these big hexagon like sequins. I like them from far away. Like from far away in this video, I like it on this little monitor, but I know in real life, it's just, it looks so crazy, but I was using huge fucking glitter. Let's paint on a little extra glitter. I just feel like all I see is sequins right now. I don't know. I wouldn't do this again, but I know that in the promo I did do this. That's this thing about these Drag Race promos. You're watching this and it's glamorous and you look at the picture and you go, this was 7 in the morning. This was some fucking soundstage in North Hollywood at 7 in the morning. Like, that's not the witching hour, let's say, you know, for me personally. I feel more attractive at around midnight when everybody's been drinking. So the black liner is pretty much the same and the white on the bottom is pretty much the same, but we have to sketch in that eyelid. And I know from this picture, it was like a half moon shape. So at the time, Hotline had not been invented yet, but luckily in today's 2025 technology, we have this fabulous, dynamic, reliable, affordably priced product right here on hand. Of all the products we've ever made, it's the product I basically made for myself. It's the best white gel liner in the world. Do you guys see? I think these sequins are pretty. I just think it's such a dominating look. But in the picture, I did have chunks of glitter on, I remember. So I'm gonna take my Trixie Cosmetics P03 brush, this tiny little concealer brush. I love this for lid shapes because it has that rounded shape so I can really just like, I got some of my Hotline here on my palette. I believe that with Hotline, if you guys keep it closed as much as possible, just open it, use a spatula to scoop some out, and then close it. I have been able to get to the bottom of these where they're still like juicy, because in the lifespan of the product, the jar's not really open that much, so that looks pretty good. If I could do this makeup all over again, I probably would have done everything lighter. I mean, a picture like this just lives forever, and I feel like it's just so much. It's just a lot of makeup in this picture. Just this cool purpley pink lip with this gold outfit. Like, I should have just fucking done a neutral. I don't know what I was thinking. I hadn't really fallen in love with neutral lips at this point. I was still doing pinks all the time. It's just kind of my comfort zone. And really at that stage, I felt like pink lips were like a big part of my identity. So I don't know. The thing is with makeup, sometimes I am that like old lady at the makeup counter who's been wearing the same lip liner for 20 years. That is me sometimes. So as much as I sometimes preach about like pushing your creativity, you whores will sit here and watch you put the same makeup on over and over again. So what's good for the goose? Whatever. I don't remember how that goes. Something about geese. But luckily for you, when you play RuPaul's Drag Race Match Queen, you won't have to necessarily adhere to this whole look. You can pick elements of the Trixie thing and put it, you know, mix and match. Make your own storyline. I certainly, if I had the opportunity, would remix this pink lip right out of this look. That's about right. And in this picture, you guys, it's white. I just set the eyelid with white. So I guess we're setting it with white powder. That's crazy. I can't believe I just did a white eyelid. Let me watch a Meet the Queens video. Meet Trixie Mattel, the folk drag musician. Season 7 was sort of like a prologue. Nope. That's the first thing, right? It was a prologue. Have you read books? Wow, what a... You guys, these were my teeth. These were my teeth. These teeth are still in my head. They're in there. It's me, Jessica. I look fucking awful. I look fucking awful. I'm sorry. All of you who were supporters of mine early on, you must have done a lot of defending yourself. You must have done a lot of people. You saying, I love Trixie, and everyone at the table went, if you said something like, I think her makeup's fun, people were probably like, what the f? The thing is, at the time, I was like, no one gets me. Now I look at this makeup and I'm like, I don't get you. Like, I don't get you. I'll get you a ride home. You don't belong at the function, ho. I am gonna do one thing. I've noticed in this picture, my crease is really cut. And luckily we have the brown hotline now. So this is gonna be like perfect for that. I'm just gonna take a little bit on the back of my hand. Sometimes I put hotline on my arm when I really want it like slick. The body heat kind of like moistens it. Moistens. I'm gonna use a little bit of that hotline on the original hotline brush. And I'm just gonna draw this in. I do remember at the time making this crease really cut was very important to me. That's closer, just like a little more definition. Do you see how the line around it really just adds some depth? I'm gonna offline this liner, the black and the white, and we'll be right back. Who the f am I, James Mansfield, sitting here doing a goddamn wig? You guys, I have some of my stunning Conair hot rollers. We only have one set. I don't know, Conair, maybe one falls off the back of a truck. I don't know. But I thought I would take some of these hot rollers, and some of the kitchen of this wig is like pretty bad. So I like these Velcro interiors because you can kind of twist and you don't get as much fish hooking. Fish hooking is when the hair like is at the end. The whole thing is rolled except the end, it's like a check mark. And you can see when hair comes out of a roller, when there's a fish hook, it's like long curl and the end is like, wah. I went to beauty school before I dropped out, so I think I would know. This actually is not the season All Stars 3 wig. This was actually from the Game Face collection. We have the new bottle. This is all the way setting spray. Oh, I actually really like this makeup now that it's on. It's really like it's a different look than the current Trixie makeup, but there's something very about the closed up edges. I do think this looks better than the photo shoot did. This is a little hair information for you. The kitchen, the nape of the neck, the body generates a lot of heat. And so your neck and your back, you will start to get a really gross kitchen because with plastic hair, the heat from your neck starts to destroy the curl pattern of the synthetic hair. I should have been a male comedian. I could have just worn jeans. You know what I mean? And talked about how on Tinder no one wants to talk to me. This is what I think could cure the male loneliness epidemic. Get some hot rollers. You know? Start building community. What about this tan? What about the white body with the brown arm? I had a pool party this weekend, you guys. I had 2 goals, which was to have my bundt cake workout and not get a sunburn. And I'm happy to tell you that I didn't get a sunburn. The bundt cake hit the floor like, it was like a potted plant getting hit by a semi truck. I was like, all right, it's time for that perfect bundt release. And I flipped it over. It was like a mud pie hitting the floor. So then I had to go like, kind of like Sandra Lee semi-homemade it. I had to order a bundt cake from Sprouts and then I put my own homemade drizzle on it. So sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. I think it's because of Vanderpump. I think that everyone is Martha Stewart and everyone's gonna judge me. These gay people have not even been to a fucking pool party where there's a carrot stick. The fact that there was food and drink and people felt thought of, there was clean towels, people were in hog heaven. I was like, I thought gay people with no kids were supposed to be like entertaining, and apparently these homosexuals just order some Uber Eats. It shows up in one of those little robots. So I use the hot rollers to fix the kitchen. You guys see this top layer of the wig is actually in pretty good shape, but the under was pretty bad. So I'll often use hot rollers, like on Solid Pink Disco. I end up hot rollering the neck and the nape because that's the hair that gets crunch and munch. But this is actually gonna be fine. So let's set this aside and do our lips. Now, I guess this is a moment of accountability because I don't like the lips in this picture. Do I have to do it? I think no. I think we can use this moment to show how much the look could have been improved. I have a Spice lip liner here from MAC. This is beautiful Spice, stunning Spice. It is a little orangier than it used to be. If you guys are fans of Erin Parsons, she's kind of like a MAC nerd and she knows that Spice used to be cooler. Now they make cool Spice, but I do like this warm gingery one. I was just looking at the picture of this makeup and I was like, this is prettier with a nude lip. I didn't need to wear a pink lip in this picture. Yes, I remember getting up early for this photo shoot and I remember it's all gold, everybody's in gold. David LaChapelle goes, what song do you want to hear? And I just went, My Friend Dario by Vitalik. And they had this huge speaker they put right next to the camera. So it was sort of like this wall of sound hitting you and you saw Mr. LaChapelle taking pictures and the wall of sound was coming at you. It felt like it was in a horny music video. I felt like Missy Elliott. So it's Spice lip liner with Eden. So it has a nice little blend to it. And I think we should do a really pale nude. Oh, what about these? We got these from CoverGirl. Remember these like, is that 2 Peach? That's gonna be 2 Peach. Hell yeah. These CoverGirl blur products, this is Blur the Lines. Hell yeah, you fucking bitch. These are really sheer coverage, but they're super mattifying. So this is kind of like perfect because I kind of just want like a little whisper. Love that. And then you guys, I've been 20 years in a drag trying to get better at blending my lips. So I'm gonna take a little brush and actually blend. Who knew? You guys, one time I was backstage with Milk, you know, Milk the drag queen, and she was like, next time you do your lips, I just wanna like sit by you. Like, we should talk about what you're doing. And I remember being like, you wanna talk about my lips, bitch? Your lips are drawn on the back of your head. Look how pretty that is, you guys. Now, mind you, these are very like sheer. They're like sheer medium coverage, but they're super mattifying. I really like them for how, again, it's not very good coverage, but it's very mattifying. I feel beautiful. I think it's time to put on this outfit and put on this hair. Let's get ready to look like myself in the RuPaul's Drag Race Match Queen mobile game. Ooh, oh. Look at the hot rollers, people. Oh, a woman's hair should always look like it's moving. This really makes me think of, oh my gosh, this makes me think of laying out on that like gold cushion, like this gold like ottoman. And I was like lay down on it, like kicking my little legs. And look, you guys, I have no drag on from the waist down, but look, these are the shoes from that photo shoot, which are like wrecked now, but Spurs. Good thing I had my old teeth or this little element wouldn't have made any sense. Spurs. I remember the art department secured these for me and I was like, wow, heavy. These are real. Also, I remember walking around in these and these are like, I like could kick myself with these. Oh my God, it's the final look. If you like this look and many more of my iconic looks, check it out in RuPaul's Drag Race Match Queen, the mobile game that is free to play. You can get it on Android or iOS. I will see you at the airport playing it. I will see you after the hookup. in bed playing it, okay? Thank you guys for watching me on the channel, and I will see you on the most fabulous new mobile game on the internet. Goodbye.